So every single time I go to the hardware store, I pick up a few of these paint samples. And I have collected such a stack of them. I kind of just pick them up because I like the colours, like I just like looking at the colours, and I think to myself, oh, I'll just use them as bookmarks, or I'll write notes on them and kind of use them as post-it notes. But this is like over a year's worth of collected samples that I have never used for anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make paper from these note cards, and the paper, once it's made, should have like a cool colourful speckle to it from all the colour that is in these samples. I think we're fed a misconception in the arts world that we need to spend a lot of money on art supplies for the work we make to hold value. The things that we make our artwork from need to also have a high value, and we're sold a lot of products that don't necessarily come from good places. I've been working on finding ways that I can reuse things that already exist in the world, or reuse waste products in a way that increases the value of an object, that makes something that we consider waste or secondhand or unwanted, and makes it something that has beauty and value and meaning. So I thought I was going to start blending this up and making the paper tomorrow, but it's feeling soft enough now, and I have finished the other work that I was doing. First things first, I just blend it up using a standard household blender. I choose to blend my pulp twice, so I blend it once, put it aside, strain out some of the water, and then I blend it again with fresh water. Once that's done, I just mix it in the sink in a large amount of water, and I use my decal and mold to scoop out the paper pulp into flat sheets. It's so cool, it's like confetti or hundreds and thousands. I love it. Okay, so here is the pulp. It's come out like a sort of purpley colour with beautiful multicolour speckles from all the colours of the colour swatches. Hello. So on Saturday I printed the first go of this print. Now there are some things that I'm not super happy about with the print, and I definitely learned some good stuff while I was working on it. So one of the things that I learned is I got some specialist etching ink. It's incredibly thick, so putting it on the plate, even just scraping it along the surface of the plate, I was having to put quite a lot of pressure on the surface of the plate, which meant that some of the fine line work that I did, this hatching on the side of the plate, started to lift a little bit. And it just started to wear at the plate a little bit. It really just wasn't printing that well either. It was like quite a patchy, not as distinct print as I would have liked to have been creating. So I put in a few drops of linseed oil into the ink and mixed that in, and that created a much better print. I worked out some things around using the pasta maker as a press and what I need to do to make it print a larger print. So because I've been using some card to kind of make it a little rigid as it goes through, because I'm going in one way and then going in the other way. And so this one, you can see I didn't go far enough down and I have missed the middle. So I've worked out some systems around making sure that doesn't happen. I also found that between the card and the plate, if I put a little bit of paper towel, for one, I can swap that in and out without having to swap in and out a whole piece of card and keep things a little bit cleaner and less inky. And also the surface of the tissue paper adheres a little bit, both to the back of the plate and to the, oh, I'm getting inky, and to the surface of the paper, which means as I move things around before I lift it off, it actually stays in place a little bit better. So that is a really good trick that I worked out while I was doing this. I also am not entirely happy with the carving and the work I've done. I like the concept. I want to do something very similar again, but I want to change it a little bit. So I'm just going to give you a top-down angle so you can see what I'm talking about. Now, I'm relatively content with the two figures, and I like the line work more or less. I like the hatching in the background, but I think I want to try a solid black in the next one I do. Just because I want to do the experimentation of various different things. I'm not super happy with all of this empty space down here. I don't think I'm doing a lot with this, so I think what I can do is I can zoom in a little bit, make the characters a little bit closer and fill a bit more of the frame, and cut it off like, say, here-ish. Yeah, about there. I'm not happy with this area. I don't think it's clear what's going on. And I think I need to clarify this area a lot. I like her lifted arm, and I like the fact that the skeleton is holding what's meant to be a pomegranate. But I don't think you can tell that it's a pomegranate, and I don't think you can tell what's going on with their hands properly. So I'm going to change this up a bit and redesign it, hopefully so that it makes it more clear what we're looking at in the middle. I learned a whole lot in this process, and I'm really pleased that I went back and had a second go at this print. So between the two prints, I think you can see a big difference and an evolution, and the things that I pointed, you can tell in the new one that we're looking at a pomegranate. I think I've made better use of the space at the bottom of the page. I think using the black background that creates kind of a beautiful sort of mottled effect is really effective, and I really liked doing that. Being able to prove to myself that I can use my handmade paper to get really good impressions of dry point etchings is a really great revelation for me. Once I've done my dry point etchings, I end up with these plates that have like the silvery shine to them. They're like blackened from the ink and they have this beautiful silvery shine to them, and I really want to use them for something, but I'm not quite sure what. I'm not sure if I put these up for sale as is, would people be interested in buying them as kind of one-offs? The plates do get a little bit impacted by the printing process, so they're not like perfect often, but they are kind of unique and shiny and kind of beautiful. I don't know, if I decide that no one else but me wants them, I think I'll just make a book and kind of keep a record of them by keeping them in a special book. They feel really special to me, I don't know. But thank you so much for joining me for this video. If you would like to see more printmaking content from me, please subscribe. I put up new videos every week, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions for me or have ideas about things and processes you would like to see me do, or questions about how I make my work, I would love to hear them, so please leave me a comment down below, and I will see you in the next video.